Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. In the local scene, the Albay Provincial Animal Emergency Management Team has intensified field operations to protect livestock and support farming communities affected by the ongoing activity of Mayon volcano. The team, in coordination with local government units, has deployed veterinary personnel to key animal pooling sites in the municipalities of Daraga and Ginubatan. To address logistical challenges posed by displaced livestock, the task force divided its teams to maximize operational coverage. One team is managing the second pooling site in Barangay Bujao, Daraga, with subsequent deployment scheduled for the Misi pooling sites. Another team has been dispatched to Ginubatan to oversee livestock clusters within the municipality. Operations are being carried out in close coordination with local government units to address the specific needs of barangays, particularly those within the extended danger zone. The mission includes the delivery of preventive veterinary care, such as follow-up treatments and routine health monitoring. The team is also conducting orientations for farmers to promote proper livestock management and ensure animal welfare throughout the evacuation period. In a related story, Albay Park and Wildlife has taken custody of a reticulated python rescued from a residential house along the Daraga-Legazpi Diversion Road in Legazpi City. The snake was turned over by the Daraga Municipal Police Station after officers responded to a report from a family who found the python inside their home. Police personnel safely secured the animal and coordinated with Albay Park and Wildlife for its proper turnover, assessment, and care. Authorities said the reticulated python, known as the longest snake species in the world, is a protected wildlife species under the Wildlife Resources Conservation and Protection Act. Albay Park and Wildlife reminded the public that capturing, keeping, harming, or trading wildlife without the required permits is illegal. Residents were urged to immediately report encounters with wildlife animals to authorities or wildlife offices to ensure public safety and animal protection. In other news, the Provincial Health Office conducted a rapid health assessment in several evacuation centers across Albay to address the health needs of communities displaced by the current alert status of Mayon volcano. The activity aimed to assess evacuation center conditions and identify immediate health concerns and essential needs of evacuees from affected barangays. Health teams evaluated sanitation and hygiene facilities, access to clean water, availability of medical services, and the overall health status of displaced families. The assessment covered San Jose Elementary School and San Jose National High School in Malilipot, which are sheltering residents from barangays Calbayog and San Roque. In Tabaco City, assessments were conducted at Marirok Evacuation Center for evacuees from Sitio Nagsipit in Barangay Marirok and at San Antonio Buhian and Buang Evacuation Centers serving residents from Barangays Ozon, Buhian, and parts of Barangay Buang. Albay Acting Provincial Health Officer Dr. Stella B. Senit said the assessment results will guide the deployment of medical consultations, disease prevention measures, and other essential health services. The provincial government of Albay said it continues to monitor the situation and coordinate with concerned agencies to strengthen health and emergency response efforts for affected communities. And in the national scene, an environmental group said most hospital waste is made up of single-use plastics, accounting for about 70% to 80% of total discards. Ban Toxics Deputy Executive Director Jam Lorenzo said reducing disposable items such as food packaging can greatly lessen the waste burden on hospitals. He said the remaining hospital waste is infectious and must be properly treated to prevent health and environmental risks. The initiative is part of the Toxics Free Hospital campaign, a government-led project supported by international funding to improve healthcare waste management. The project includes policy updates, waste monitoring, and the use of modern equipment like autoclaves and microwaves to safely treat medical waste. In other story, the National Authority for Child Care, NACC, said it has helped thousands of children in the 4 years since its creation by handling adoption cases and providing alternative child care for those without parental support. NACC Assistant Secretary Rowena Macalintal said the agency has serviced 5,685 children since taking over domestic adoption from the Department of Social Welfare and Development, including 1,655 local adoptions and 481 inter-country adoptions with 17 partner countries. Macalintal said adoption is now free, does not require a lawyer, and can be completed in as fast as 9 months if all documents are complete. She said the NACC is working with more than 100 local government units to expand adoption and foster care programs, adding that 1,089 children have been assisted through foster care, with about 800 receiving monthly subsidies of 8,000 to 10,000 pesos. The agency is also monitoring illegal adoption and online baby selling, working with police to shut down online groups, conduct entrapment operations, and remind parents that legal options exist for surrendering children through proper channels. In other news, the Department of Education has signed a new agreement with local government units to speed up the construction, repair, and improvement of public school classrooms using the 2026 national budget. The move aims to reduce classroom crowding and provide better learning spaces, with Education Secretary Sonny Angara saying LGUs can quickly identify which schools need help the most. The agreement follows the President's order to fast-track basic education facilities and is allowed under the 2026 General Appropriations Act. Under the deal, LGUs may implement projects using their own procurement systems and a mix of national funds, local budgets, and special education funds. DepEd will set the standard designs and monitor projects to ensure proper use of funds and faster delivery of classrooms to address the nationwide shortage. And in the news outside the country, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accepted an invitation from U.S. President Donald Trump to join the newly formed Board of Peace, BOP, according to his office. Originally intended to oversee post-war reconstruction in Gaza, the BOP's charter allows it to operate globally, and permanent membership requires a contribution of up to $1 billion. The BOP is chaired by Trump as founding chair for life, with powers to appoint successors and control membership, giving the United States long-term influence. Membership is limited to states invited by the chair, with terms of 3 years extendable at the chair's discretion. An invitation have been sent to around 60 countries. Individuals such as Jared Kushner and Tony Blair are appointed to subcommittees, but only states represented by heads of government can vote on council decisions. While the BOP claims to operate under international law, legal experts argue it challenges the UN and could compete with its mandate by taking on peace building beyond its Gaza-focused authorization. In other story, AFP contributor Sha'at was not on assignment when an Israeli strike hit a vehicle near Al-Zara, claimedly targeting Hamas-associated drone operators. The Israeli military said the strike was precise, approved through command, and aimed at neutralizing a threat, while Hamas described the vehicle as civilian. Palestinian groups and journalist organizations condemned the attack as a deliberate targeting of media workers. Since October 2023, Israeli forces have killed hundreds of Palestinians, including dozens of journalists, with Israel claiming some were militants. Amid a fragile ceasefire, Israel has imposed new NGO restrictions in Gaza, drawing criticisms for threatening humanitarian operations. And finally, in the news outside the country with reference to the Philippines, Undersecretary Felix William Fuentebella highlighted that a dialogue lays the groundwork for policies and investments that ensure a stable, adaptable energy system capable of withstanding shocks. He stressed that energy resilience has become an urgent operational necessity, requiring early engagement with ASEAN partners to prepare for extreme weather, supply disruptions, and rapid demand changes. Fuentebella noted that stronger energy resilience directly benefits households, businesses, and essential services, including hospitals, schools, and transport networks. Representatives from the ASEAN Secretariat, ASEAN Center for Energy, Papua Scope, and the ADB discussed regional challenges such as renewable energy integration, climate impacts on infrastructure, and supply chain vulnerabilities. Participants agreed to align energy resilience indicators, identify priority areas under the APEC, and integrate resilience measures with recommendations to be advanced to senior officials and ministers at the upcoming Energy Resilience Roundtable. And that's all for the news at 12, January 23, 2026. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our news writer, LJ Lurejo and Naomi Ruth Hernandez. And on the technical side, Tad Bobis. And our Provincial Information Officer, OIC, Marty Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noel E. Rosal, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing. Albay in my heart.